Okay, guys, I see most of you have joined, so let's start. No point waiting for others. Okay, so please create your account in Azure portal. Do not do anything with the subscription. Okay, we'll plan the subscription and accordingly we'll do that. Let me open one Excel file which I have created for you guys. Just give me a minute, guys. I'm opening that file. Can you guys see my screen or has it been stopped?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, we are able to see it.
You
No,
can see the
no,
screen?
no.
No. No.
Yeah. I have stopped it, guys. Just give me a minute. Okay, I'm sharing my screen again. You should be able to see it.
Yes.
visible.
Yes, now it is visible.
Okay. So guys, what I have planned here that not all of you should not go for subscription. I'll explain it to you. So what we will do here, we'll discuss with one person, we'll make the group. One person will buy a subscription or opt for a subscription. When I say buy, we'll obviously going for a free trial. No one is purchasing anything here. So let's say subscription A. It is owned by owner A. Okay. And then we'll give access to 5 people here. Something like this. So this person, when the moment he subscribes, he'll get a subscription and he'll get 14,000 Indian rupees. The validity is 30 days. So you can utilize resources when you create virtual machine, network, and everything will be built. So you can use out of these 14,000 rupees. And it is impossible for one person to utilize all services and utilize 14,000 rupees in 30 days. Most of the time your validity will get over and you will end up losing your money. And you can get free account only once. If it is asking for your PAN card number and other details, you can get it only once. So you won't get a free account another. So what we will do, one person will get a subscription, 5 people, this person will give these 5 people access on his subscription. Once this is done, maybe one of these, let's say the 14,000 are empty already, 20 days or 25 days. Then one of these next person, maybe person number 2, they will buy a subscription and they will give the access to same people. This is kind of group we will create. And similarly, we'll create 2 or 3 group. I mean, the once I get the final numbers today, I'll be able to share this with you guys. But this is how we are going to do it. Is it clear? So do not start subscribing. Do not go ahead and opt for the free subscription. You won't be able to utilize it, and then your balance will. You start today. After 30 days, your balance will be over. Our classes are there for 3 months, and crucial services and practical. Initially, it's just all theory and you won't be able to utilize the balance, and later on where will actually require the portal, you won't have access to your portal because you have already utilized it. So don't do that. We'll plan it accordingly and then we will do it. So from day 1 to day end, everyone will have access to portal. Clear, guys?
Yes.
Okay. Now I will
Okay,
start
Saurabh.
explaining that what is account, what is subscription, what are the hierarchies, what are resource group. This is what we are going to discuss now. But before we go there, one quick thing I want to share with you guys. Okay, the subscription here. I see the subscription. Who is going to purchase this subscription in our training batch? One of the group. If I'm making a group of 5 people. Okay, here I'm logged in with Leo's account. Hence, I'm able to see only one subscription. So I'll switch the window and I'll go to my account. And if I see here, you can see, guys, upper right hand corner that whose account you're logged in with, and the left hand corner, upper left hand corner, you will always see the path. Where are you now? I am at home. I'm home, and if I click on some subscription, I am under home subscriptions. So this is the path you can see. If I go on virtual machine, let's say, so here I am on home. Now here I am under virtual machine. Under virtual machine, I am going on networking. So I am under this virtual machine, I am under networking. This is how it looks. Home, virtual machine, this virtual machine, networking. So it's always a good option to see upper left hand corner for your path, that where are you on the page, and sorry, upper left hand corner, and upper right hand corner to see you logged in with which user ID. Why am I saying this? That sometimes you do get 2 or 3 IDs also, that you're working on multiple projects, and it happens that you'll get one ID from UT-Kloud, one ID from Tsoft, and you're working for both clients. And you have got a request from Tsoft to delete a virtual machine, and you're deleting a virtual machine in UT-Kloud. That should not happen. So be focused always. This happens in real time, always happens that you will get multiple clients. Okay, so this will happen. So make sure that you always keep an eye here, and you always keep an eye here also, that where are you, under which subscription you are. Okay, now the Azure account, guys, who does this? Who purchases it? When you start working with some companies, or when you give interviews, you will get clients, or you will get a project assigned to you. Your team leader or their someone, your manager, will create an account for you. Like I created for Leo. This is how it will happen with you. You simply have to give your email address. They will create an account, and you start working with that. That's fine. But how it starts? If we go back to our first example, that a new company wants to establish their footprint on cloud. So how it starts? Who purchases the subscription? Let's say now they have decided everything. They have decided that, okay, I am planning to have an application like Swiggy. I want 100 servers. I want XYZ, this much of storage and everything. Fine. Let's approach Azure and let's start creating these resources. So who will create that? Do you think you as an engineer will do that?
The global admin will create that.
No, we didn't even discuss global admin.
Okay.
No, I'm not
Azure
talking about
or
the technical
service
terms.
provider.
Forget the technical terms. We haven't even started technical discussion, guys. See, I'll tell you one thing. The interview is not always about technical. You should understand the process also. I'm not asking a technical question to you. I won't ask anything which I haven't taught to you yet. And if I ask, then I'll say that कि यार हमने किया तो नहीं, but anyone knows that. I'm not asking a technical question here. You are working for a company. Your company is not on cloud yet. You have 10,000 server. You're planning to migrate, or you're planning to have new 100 server or 1,000 server for some new application. You're sitting with your manager, VP, owner, MD, and everything is there. Now you guys have decided to purchase a subscription on Azure. Who do you think will do that?
Azure.
Maybe manager.
Service provider will create the account.
No, you're requesting to service providers. Your service provider will not create any account for you, right? We just saw that how to create account. We go to portal and you create it. So who do you think from your management?
Sorry, it could be on the name of the company, or could be the person who owns the company. Depends, like how they want to decide on that.
Sorted. Yes, your answer is correct, Hamid. Client, I know client will do it, but who from the client? Manager, team leader, who? So most of the
Manager,
time,
most probably.
no manager, no guys, no. Most manager is a very
System
small.
system admin.
System
No,
administrator.
that's okay. That's okay. Stop shooting in the dark. No system admin. System admin, manager, those are very small roles. They are not going to do that. There's one answer. Finance department. No, finance department will not do that. They don't even understand the technology. So who does that? Finance department can give the corporate credit card maybe, but who does that? Most of the time, CTO of your company. Chief Technology Officer. Again, there are no set rules. If it is a small company, MD भी मैं खुद ही हूँ, CEO भी मैं खुद ही हूँ, technical बंदा मैं खुद ही हूँ, I am going to purchase it. That's fine. But in a well-structured organization, most of the time you will see your Chief Technology Officer will do that. When I say he will do that, it's not literally that he will go ahead and portal and he'll do that. Maybe he'll ask some manager, okay, let's join the call on Teams and let's do that. I'm here to authorize that. Or maybe some OTP will come. Maybe I'll have to share the card number, or I have to punch some secret code or some cost center number or something. That in that manner, CTO will do that. Not literally that he'll go to portal. He has some other work. Obviously, that time he will ask some manager or some project manager or director or associate director to start that. but whose name will be there, whose email address will be there, who will be the point of contact, and who will be the owner of this? Most of the time, it is your chief technology officer, CTO. Or if it is related to some particular project, then the project owner, or maybe associate director or director, but definitely no system admin, no manager, nothing. Clear? Is it clear till here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So once that is done, now CTO has created, using his email address, he has created an Azure account. Now, do you think that he will sit and work on this because it is his account? Do you think he is going to create some virtual machines? No, right? Now, because he has done it, he wanted to keep it safe, and he wanted to keep this in control, that ultimate email address should be mine. I mean, ultimate, if something happens to, say, if something needs to be discussed with Azure, uh, related to price or anything, or any access or anything, CTO is the owner of this subscription. Okay, that he had to establish. He has done that using his client, his user ID and password and his email. But now it is not his job to work on that. So he will have to start delegating accesses. He will delegate access. Now there are 20 system engineers. Do you think a CTO will sit and give access to 20 system engineers? No. What will he do? Being an owner, he will create a co-owner or a coordinator. This could be a project manager. He will say, okay, I'm assigning you the rights. Now you look after this and take care. जिसको भी जिस तरह का access होगा दे देना, ये सब कर देना. That is how it will work. So be it your product company, you're working for that company, it will be your chief technology officer. If you're working for client, from client end also, it will be their chief CTO. Okay, finance team will not get into involve this. Finance, इसके पहले finance team आती है picture में, they will just ask क्या किस type का budget है, हमारी company का budget allow कर रहा है नहीं कर रहा है, or they will discuss something. Once it is approved, finance team is out of that. Finance team will not be there in the picture. Is it clear that who does that? But most of the time, guys, no one is going to ask you this in interview, and you are not even going to see this, but you should know this. That is the reason I'm sharing it with you. You will never ever see this. Why? Because you will be working as an implementation engineer or support admin, जहां पर आपका infrastructure already बन चुका है. This you will get to see if you're going to architecture role. That time you will definitely able to see this. In fact, you will help them to purchase it. You will see that how they are doing it. But when it comes to your role, तब तक आपका infrastructure बन चुका होगा, बहुत सारी चीजें आ चुकी होगी. So that time what will happen? They will simply give you access on their portal, like I share it with Leo. That will happen with you. You will never ever see. I mean, if you're lucky enough to see it's good, but you will never ever see that someone is creating it from scratch and you are involved in that call. That won't happen. Even if that is not happening, you should know how it works. So CTO, they purchase it, and this is not the only way to subscribe the Azure, that you put your credit card number. That is not the only way. If it is a huge corporation, okay, fine, Microsoft is a huge corporation, they are selling Azure, and they want every company to share their corporate credit card number before they start using the Azure, so they can bill. They want individuals to share their credit card number, so if they use, they accordingly they can bill. But there are some other companies which are not technical companies, but those are huge companies, pharmaceutical companies, banks, Bank of America. Now Bank of America itself is a giant. They're not going to use a credit card. Their bills will be in billions of dollars. They're not using any credit card for this. They're going to ask for discount. They will require an agreement. So they are not going to portal like this. They will ask a Microsoft executive to come and visit to their office and say, what extra can you give? What can you offer me? AWS is giving me, GCP is giving me this. They're giving me free licenses. What do you have for me? Why should I come with you? Right? So those meetings also ultimately will happen with CTO. And if you are working for that company as an architect, you will be a part of that meeting. But as your administrator, you won't be a part of that. So you won't get to see that. But at least you should know how it happens. So when this happens, the meeting and everything where the credit card is not involved, they sign agreements. It is called EA, enterprise agreement. So that is also a type of subscription. Like we were saying, subscriptions, what kind of subscriptions do we have? And most of the time, guys, you will say enterprise agreement. So when you go for the interview also, they will definitely ask you, काफी बार पूछते हैं, just to check whether the person has worked or not, that okay, what kind of subscription did you have? Even if you're portraying that you have worked with a good client, if someone is coming from TCS and Cognizant and ADP and big companies, so it's understood that you will have good clients. and थोड़ा भी अच्छा client होता है, and when I'm saying good, जहां पर 3000 और 5000 यूजर क्रॉस हो जाते हैं ना, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट कंसिडर इट एज अ गुड क्लाइंट, जहां पे एंटरप्राइज एग्रीमेंट होने लग जाते हैं. सो देयर नेवर एवर से दैट ओके माय सब्सक्रिप्शन वेयर आई वर्कड इट वाज अ फ्री ट्रायल, इट वाज अ पे एज यू गो, इट वाज Azure for student. No, you won't see this. There you will see enterprise agreement. इतना सब इसलिए मैं explain किया आप लोगों को, because how will you explain it? You will never see that meeting, or you will never be a part of that call, ये सब होने का. But you should realize that there is one more subscription which is called EA, which is enterprise agreement. यहाँ पे काफी डिस्काउंट मिलते हैं, बिलिंग वगैरह सब कुछ अलग होता है. You won't see anything here. It could be a postpaid billing, upfront payment, it could be anything. डिस्काउंट होगा, 3 साल का एक साथ एग्रीमेंट साइन होगा. यहाँ पर मतलब बहुत सारी चीजें जो है ट्विक हो सकती है, ट्विस्ट हो सकती है. There is no set rule here. They will decide. अगर उस कंपनी को नहीं पसंद आता है, let's say बैंक ऑफ अमेरिका को नहीं पसंद आता है whatever Microsoft has brought to their table, they will simply say no, that's okay, I'll go ahead with AWS. But Microsoft salesperson, they are also not leaving it. They will approach, ठीक है भाई, what are they giving it to you? ये दे रहे, I'll give it to you. Initial 50 days का support दे रहे, I'll give you 20 days. What extra am I giving you? AWS is not compensating for your licenses. Being Microsoft, I will compensate for all your licenses which you are already using in your Bank of America. All the Microsoft products which you have, example SQL or some servers, वगैरह, you come to my cloud, sign an enterprise agreement with me, and I'll waive off those charges. This is how they fight to get some agreement. But the purpose here to tell you is, you will most of the time you will see enterprise agreement. Unless you're claiming that I was working for a very small client, do not say free trial or something. Free trial वैसे भी नहीं होता. Free trial is just for you and me to use. Most of the time you will see pay as you go, जहां पर कंपनी का क्रेडिट कार्ड linked होता है. The one which I have, I have my corporate credit card linked to this subscription, the one which I have, and there is another one which I have got as a trainer. Those are 2 subscription I have. So you can get pay as you go if you want to link your credit card, but if you take this one, do not share with anyone. The sharing which I'm talking about, that we will do with a free trial. This, if you're using, use it very carefully, it will be charged on your credit card. But understand guys, these are not some cheap, this is not some cheap company. कोई wrongful charge वगैरह कुछ नहीं होता है. And if you explain them, send them email, कई बार waive off कर देते हैं charges. But still I will request, do not go with this one. But yet see, understand this well. What is this? Pay as you go. You use it, bill आता है, उसके बाद you pay. So most of the time you can say, if you are referring that I'm coming from a very small company, my clients were very small. ठीक है, clients भी छोटे थे, company भी छोटी थी. Then if you're asked, they're asking what kind of subscription your client had, you can simply say, okay, they had pay as you go. Okay, but if you're claiming that you're coming from TCS and big organization and they're big clients, someone is working for Bank of America, someone is working for IMF, and they are working for some big pharmaceutical company, Eli Lilly, anything, any company which has more than 5,000 employee, your client, if it has more than 5,000 employee, that is a big organization for Microsoft, and Microsoft will push them that do not go for pay as you go. You won't get those many benefits. Go for enterprise agreement. So if they're asking you that what kind of subscription did you work on, you will say enterprise agreement subscription. Is it clear? I will not be able to show you that here under subscription. I do not have enterprise agreement, so I will not be able to show it to you here. Right? Like you see here, this is this subscription I have. This is my trainer MSDN subscription. The other one I have, you can see from my account. I'm logged in from Leo's account, hence I can see only one. So similarly, enterprise agreement subscription you will see here. And you can have multiple subscriptions also, guys. Under the moment you come under enterprise agreement, you will say, fine, I'm signing an agreement and I have 70 branches. For every branch, I want a different subscription. They won't deny. Fine, you take 70 subscription. Why do I want that? To keep the billing separate for everything. I want to know that which branch is utilizing more. You can do that. So in under one company, multiple subscriptions, seeing multiple subscription, it's not a big deal. So if an interviewer is asking you, did you have multiple subscription? Do not hesitate or do not get stuck. यार हो सकता है क्या? Yes, it is definitely possible. That completely depends on the company. There's a company called PepsiCo. I mean, everyone knows PepsiCo. PepsiCo has more than 80 to 90 subscription. This is not some internal information I'm sharing. It's available publicly. That 80 to 90 subscription on Azure. So it could be, it is possible. So it's up to you. Plus interviewer has no scope or has no mechanism to go back and cross check with your client. Okay, I was interviewing one person who was interviewing Leo, and he claimed that you guys had 10 subscription. Was he right? No, there is no way. So if you say something, stick to it. Yes, we had 10 subscription. Why did you have 10 subscription? Maybe for billing purpose, maybe for application purpose, maybe for taxation purpose, for could be for anything. But yes, we had 10 subscription. So do not deviate for it from it, even if they are trying to uh, trick you by asking it again. Stick to that. It is possible to have multiple subscription. They could be enterprise subscription, there could be multiple subscription. You could have 2 enterprise agreement, 1 pay as you go. That is also possible. Okay, is it clear, guys, still here?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, Saurabh.
Now let me go ahead and explain it to you that what is subscription, what is the hierarchy and everything. Okay, I'm opening Paint here. Okay, this is very crucial part, guys. If you do not understand this, आगे बहुत सारे topics में understanding खराब होगी. So focus on this. If you do not understand, ask questions. If you do not understand, if time doesn't permit today, we'll do it in next session. But I want you to understand it well. This is not something you have to remember. This is, I want you to understand well. Okay, I'm just putting myself on mute, guys. I have an offline question. Nothing, guys. The question was related to what if it is a small medium enterprise, then what? So the best option I told you, number of employees. If it is more than 5,000 employees your client has, Microsoft will consider it as a big organization and they will push for enterprise agreement. Again, there are no set rules, there are no compulsion. I could be a 10,000 employee company and I want to take pay as you go. It's my wish. Microsoft is not denying you. But yes, if you are a 1,000 employees company and you're asking for enterprise agreement, Microsoft is not giving you that. That is for sure. Yeah, so minimum at least 5,000 employees, what they ask. And do not quote me on numbers, guys. These numbers keep on changing. It is different for UAE, it is different for UK, it is different for US, and it differs from domain to domain. For 2,000 employees in diamond industry are different than 5,000 employee in labor industry. It's different. Okay, 2,000 employee in Bank of America, they have a different value. 10,000 employee in some small company, it has a different value. Okay, in some factory, some workshop. So do not quote me on that. That is just an idea I am sharing with you. Okay, now let's start discussing that this white page, guys, the one which you see, consider this as your Azure. This is your Azure cloud, the white
Sohail,
page. Yes.
Sohail bhai,
Yeah, ask.
before moving ahead with this, just a question on the previous topic which we are discussing regarding the multiple subscription thing. So let's say if I answer that I was having 8 subscriptions, are there any chances that they'll ask me like on what the kind of projects those subscription were being used? So you told us that we can answer that if they ask us that were there any multiple
Sorry, what was that,
subscriptions?
guys?
Let's say I
Uh,
gave an answer like yes, there were 8 subscriptions I saw in the list. Is there any possibility that they'll ask us that which were those 8 subscriptions? For
which were
what
as in?
those 8 subscriptions were?
Yeah, we did already cover that. It could be for billing purpose, could be for taxation purpose, it could be for anything. And are you
Yeah,
referring
yeah,
to name?
that I understood. But for 8, like let's say I have taken 8 subscription for 8 different projects. Do I also need to explain them those 8 different projects? Like, yeah, this kind of project was there, that kind of project was
Up to
there.
you. If you can, you do it. Otherwise, you say, I saw that there were 16 subscription and I was working only on one of them. Only one of them
Okay,
was related to me, or I had access only on one of them. It's up to you. Whatever you feel
okay,
like.
okay.
I told you, your interviewer will not have any mechanism to go back and cross check that. You tell them 20 subscription,
Cool,
but
cool.
I had access only on 2. That was my job scope. You tell them I had 40 subscription
Okay,
and I had access on all 40.
okay,
Okay.
okay. Cool. Thank
Any
you.
other questions, guys? Okay, if no questions, let's proceed. Fine. So this let's consider that this is the cloud, the white background you see, this is cloud, this is Azure. Now on Azure, guys, there are thousands of companies, tens of thousands of companies, right? Now, if everyone is keeping their data on Azure, highly chances are that I can see your data, you can see my data, T-Soft Info Solution can see UT-Kloud data, UT-Kloud can see their data, everyone can see each other's data. Right? If I log into Azure directly, maybe I can see your users, I can see your projects, I can see what you're working on. That is possible, right? So to avoid that, to prevent that, what Azure has done, what Azure says, and again, this is not only Azure, guys, applies to all cloud provider, but we will be talking about only Azure. So what Azure says, that this is Azure, this is my cloud, you come to me, and then we'll start segregating the cloud. How will we segregate the cloud? So the very first layer is called tenant or Active Directory. Under Azure, the very first layer is, it's called tenant or Active Directory. Now, what is tenant and Active Directory, guys? The either tenant or Azure Active Directory is what I'm preserving for my company. Okay. Example, I have UT-Kloud.in. So I have now taken this space. Let's say that, okay, let me draw it again just to avoid your confusion. If this is complete cloud, I have taken some space on cloud. Okay, I have not taken the full cloud. I have taken some space on cloud. That is complete cloud. I've just taken a fraction of it. I don't want to draw it small because I have few more drawings, but let's say that this is the whole cloud and I'm just taking a fraction of that cloud. Okay, and now I have taken that on rent. This is the rent I am talking about. I've taken this place on rent. Now I want to, let me add someone, guys. Someone is requesting to add. Okay, Harry, can you start this topic again? I got call from office. Yeah, Nelson, we are still on that topic. Still, if you don't understand, I would request you to watch the video once. Still, if you don't understand, we'll cover that. Okay, so, but we are still on that topic and I'm again taking it from scratch, so you'll understand this. So either it's called Active Directory or it is called tenant, one and same thing. Yeah. Now, what do you mean by Active Directory or what do you mean by tenant? It simply means on Azure, I am claiming some space. Being a company, I am claiming some space. I'm a company called UT-Kloud. This is my domain, UT-Kloud.in. I am claiming this space on Azure. This is my space. So no one else should come here unless I have given the access. So that is what the Active Directory is. If I explain it in a simpler manner, this is the entrance to your society. If it is a housing society or you're going somewhere, this is just an entrance to your society. Okay, this is the place you have reserved on Azure. And through this, you are allowing people, like I gave access to Leo on UT-Kloud.in, Leo at UT-Kloud.in. So he was able to access to my premises. Is it clear, guys? Still here?
Yes.
The next layer, just
Yes.
because you are here, you do not have any access, guys. Being a part of Active Directory or being a part of that company just gives you the access to that portal. It doesn't give any more access. Now, when it comes to accesses, you want to create a machine, you want to create storage or something, the next layer comes. And the next layer is called subscription. Now, subscription under one tenant, we could have one subscription or multiple subscriptions. I just explained it to you. Okay. For now, I'm just drawing 3, but there is no cap. You can have 10, 20, 30, or you could simply have one. You can have a pay as you go. You can have enterprise agreement. You can have anything, whatever you want. Okay. So the next layer is, guys, subscription. So you could have multiple subscription. You could have one subscription. It's up to you. It's up to your requirement. Is it clear?
Yes.
Now, when it comes to subscription, subscription is the place where you guys can create something, where you guys can access something, where you can actually work. Okay, so just because you have access to Active Directory, it doesn't give you any access on the subscription. To get access on subscription, there is a different request, and to get access on subscription, you should be a part of UT-Kloud, or you should be a part of Active Directory. Someone with a Gmail address cannot directly come and ask me for subscription access. First, he or she will have to be a part of my Active Directory. But being a part of Active Directory doesn't give anything. But you will have to be a part of Active Directory. Once you're a part of Active Directory, then only you can be you can have access on one of these subscriptions or all of the subscription जिस भी तरह का आपको access कोई दे रहा है. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Active Directory roles are different. We are not discussing Active Directory roles here. Do not get confused if someone knows. I heard someone answering global admin. If you have that knowledge, as of now, please do not use those. It will confuse others and it will confuse you also. So we are not discussing Active Directory. We just left the Active Directory here. But it is mandatory that you should be a part of Active Directory to have all of these accesses. Now let's come back to the next access. What is the access? Subscription. So on subscription, guys, the major access we have here is, and this applies to all subscription, okay? A pay as you go or anything. So one, we could have an owner. We have a coordinator. And the third one, which we have, it's called, I guess, owner, co-owner, or coordinator, and contributor. इसको याद रखना ये please. They do ask. We'll see that on portal. You will understand it well. Sorry. And then इसके बाद hierarchy same चलती है. Hence, I left Active Directory. I just cut the topic over there because after this everything is linked. So these kind of accesses you have available here, and these are not the only three access guys. Okay, let me go to portal and quickly show it to you. But these are very famous accesses you have. So if I go to subscription, let's say I'm talking about this subscription, I want to give access to someone. I add a role. So these are famous role: owner, contributor, and reader. What did we mention here? Owner, contributor, and reader. Okay, coordinator, it's and contributor, one and same thing. And then we have a reader. Reader is self-explanatory. Someone who only has access to, only has a read only access. I mean, he cannot do anything. So let me just delete this. This doesn't exist. Okay, so owner, contributor, and the third one is reader. Clear, guys? Still here? Any questions do you have?
No,
If you
sir.
have, please do ask. Owner, contributor, and then we saw a reader. Okay. Ignore the spelling mistake if there are any. Okay. So these kind of roles we have here. And the similar role will now inherit. That is the reason I'm explaining it very slowly. Okay. So owner, contributor, and reader. What an owner can do, you can read here. It can do everything and anything. What a contributor can do, contributor will have the same level of access as owner, but contributor cannot add someone else as an owner. Owner can add someone else as an owner or contributor, but contributor cannot do that. Rest everything contributor can do. Reader can only read. And there are plenty of roles. These many roles are there. Go through them once. Do not remember them. No one will ask them. They will mostly ask about these three roles. But you should know that there are more roles. And if your requirement doesn't fulfill by these roles, you can make a custom role also. That is also an option. So just keep that in your mind. You should use that in your interview. Okay. Now this is at the subscription level. Under subscription, if I give, let's say that I have given access to Leo. If I've given owner access to Leo on subscription 1. So what will happen, under subscription, there is another layer called resource group. Okay. So there's another layer called resource group. One subscription can have one resource group or multiple resource groups. So if I give access to Leo at the subscription level, owner access, Leo will have owner access on this subscription, and by default that access will inherit, and Leo will be owner on all these resource group by default. He will be able to delete these resource group. He will be able to create something, erase something, do anything, whatever he wants. Because he is owner on the subscription, he's owner on all resource groups. Clear till here, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So to avoid that, what do we do? And why do we have this resource group? Because I don't want to give such power to someone. What I will do then, we have resource groups for that. What will I do? I will restrict. Leo is for this project. So let's create a project for, let's create a resource group for this project. Let's create a resource group for some other project. Let's create another resource group for XYZ project, ABC project. Let's divide them completely. Now, if I have to give access to Leo, so instead of giving access on this one, instead of giving access on subscription level, what I'll do, I'll give Leo owner access. By the way, in resource group also same hierarchy will follow. I will give access to Leo on that particular resource group. Now Leo is owner on this resource group, but he doesn't have any access to other resource group. So he cannot do anything. All the resources under this resource group, again, Leo will have access to them. Virtual machine, storage account, anything and everything which is under this resource group. Because Leo is an owner here, he will be an owner here also. But the moment he goes to another resource groups, he will not have any access. Only 1 minute is left, guys. We'll leave this topic here. Next session will start from here again. Meanwhile, you guys go through and read something, some details, and next session will again start from the subscription. And hopefully next one will start virtual machine also. Any questions? Put those on WhatsApp. I'll upload the recordings, guys.
Okay, thank you, bhai.